Here is HPI Bullet 3.0 with a WR8 chassis. It's elongated, it has a longer rear drive shaft, and it's a highly recommended upgrade for anyone who has one of these because the obvious, it makes it handle more like an 8-scale buggy and puts it more in that size range, and it makes it way more predictable and way smoother to drive. These wheels are HPI for the Blitz, same wheels all the way around, much nicer looking than the factory, those big factory wheels. And these are Traxxas, the BF Goodrich tires that they put in their Slash and what have you. Yeah, this is a really fun truck to drive now with those upgrades. Having the smaller wheels, it's much easier. I haven't had any problems yet, but from what I'm reading on the forums, it's much easier on the drivetrain to have the smaller wheels because these gearboxes aren't exactly the strongest. They're with the big wheels and running them hard, especially in grass and that kind of stuff, it tends to be hell in the gears and strips them out. I have a Futaba 2.4 gigahertz for it, 2PL. It's a good radio, no problems. I actually bought this thing on eBay as a roller. Well, more than a roller, it was pretty much complete except for the radio. The person that had before probably never ran it, was very clean. And the servos were both high-tech. I don't care for, so I got some better Futabas, digital, high torque there, and a regular 3010 for the throttle. Also, before I forget, really helpful thing also, if you can get your hands on one, a WR8 center differential. So the power transfer is much better as opposed to the straight differential that comes standard on the Bullet. For the body, I have a very rare now these days Ford Courier by Proline. This was actually a I think for the Savage. I believe it's for the Savage that Proline made this body. So it was for an 8-scale MT, but with the WR8 chassis, it's pretty much perfect for this body. Works really well. Painted in that, I forget, it's a gold color by Pactro that they used to make. You might still be able to find it. Looks really good. And if near future I plan to get front universals. That's kind of a pet peeve of mine on anything four-wheel drive. I don't like to see regular swing shafts in the front. I like when they're universal because of the steering action. And I'm probably going to get some alloy carriers and steering knuckles because that's just a better setup. I'm reading, again, from what I'm reading, they're having problems with the durability of these. I don't run my stuff generally, really. I don't beat the hell out of my stuff. I could see, though, if you're hardened anything like this, you can break that plastic stuff in the front end and the steering. Sasquatch. That's because if you look up about the history about the Courier, back in the day, you couldn't get a four-wheel drive factory Courier before four-wheel drive was more common. So what you do is you could order one from I believe it was a place in Washington State back in the mid-70s, late 70s. They were doing conversions on these, making four-wheel drive, and they called the four-wheel drive Sasquatch Courier the Sasquatch. It's pretty cool.